Hello everyone. Today we are going to read Brother Bear. This story started out as a movie that was originally done by Disney in 2003, and Lisa Marsoli adapted it into the book. And I have the version that is in this collection of Disney childhood classics. So we will get started. Sitka, Denahi, and Kenai were brothers. They lived a long time ago when ice still covered much of the earth. The people of their village looked at the stars at night and saw magical lights that danced in the sky. They believed the lights were the spirits of people who had lived before them and now watched over them. When it came to chores like hunting and fishing, though, Kenai's older brothers had to watch over him. Sitka and Denahi wished their little brother would work more and play less. Today, Kenai would receive his totem, a small animal carved in stone that would guide his actions. Later, when he learned to follow the ways of his totem, he would be allowed to add his handprint to the ceremonial cave wall, as the generations before him had. "Your totem is love," Tanana, the village elder, announced at the ceremony. She handed Kenai a small stone bear. "Let love guide your actions." Kenai was disappointed. Sitka's totem was the eagle of leadership, and Denahi's was the wise wolf. Why couldn't his totem have been something important too? After the ceremony, the brothers went to get the basket of fish they had caught earlier that day, but almost all of the fish were gone. Kenai saw some bear tracks leading into the forest. "Why is my totem a bear?" Kenai wondered angrily. "Bears don't love anyone." Instead of blaming the bear, though, Denahi accused Kenai of not tying the basket securely. Kenai grabbed his spear and headed off to find the bear. Annoyed, Sitka glared at Denahi as Kenai raced away. Sitka was worried about Kenai, so he and Denahi followed the boy into the forest. Within minutes, they heard a scream. Both brothers ran toward the sound. They found Kenai on a dangerous ledge. Sitka leaned over the cliff and tried to grasp Kenai's outstretched hand. "You've got to get out of here," Kenai yelled, looking over his brother's shoulder. An enormous grizzly reared up behind Sitka. Denahi tossed stones at the bear to help his brothers escape. The plan worked, but then the bear grazed Denahi with its paw, and Denahi fell through the ice. Kenai raced to help Denahi to safety, while Sitka battled the bear. The huge animal knocked Sitka down, then barreled toward his brothers. Sitka summoned all his strength and drove his spear into a crack in the ice. An enormous chunk of ice fell off the side of the glacier. The bear and Sitka fell into the cold water below. The bear escaped, but Sitka was gone. That night, there was a ceremony to say goodbye to Sitka. He would be joining the great spirits as an eagle. Tanana placed Sitka's spear, headdress, and eagle totem on the fire. Denahi sadly watched the smoke rise into the sky, but Kenai could feel nothing except anger. "We're going after the bear," Kenai announced after the ceremony. "A man wouldn't just stand there and do nothing." "Killing that bear won't make you a man," Denahi insisted. "Why can't you follow your totem?" "You really think love has anything to do with being a man?" cried Kenai. He tore the carved stone bear from his neck and threw it into the fire. As Kenai ran off, Tanana rescued the bear totem and gave it to Denahi. Denahi knew what he had to do. He put the totem in his pocket and raced away to stop Kenai. Kenai ran as fast as he could, stopping only to pick up clues that would lead him to the bear. Finally, he found the bear and chased it through a rocky canyon to the top of a high ridge. Boy and beast faced each other and began to battle. After a fierce struggle, the bear fell on Kenai just as he lifted his spear. Kenai scrambled to his feet and looked down at the huge animal. The bear had died. The sky began to change color. Blinding shafts of light shone down on Kenai and the bear. Kenai tried to run, but wherever he turned, light exploded around him. He pierced one of the beams with his spear, then watched, amazed, as animal spirits poured from the light and began to swirl around him. "Sitka," Kenai said suddenly. Kenai stared in wonder as Sitka's eagle spirit swooped down in front of him. Gently, Sitka lifted Kenai into the air. As the lights and spirits surrounded him, Kenai changed. He became a bear. He knew he felt different, but didn't realize why. At that moment, Denahi reached the top of the mountain. He saw a bear standing next to Kenai's torn clothes and spear. He thought the bear had attacked Kenai. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the ground between them, and Kenai the bear was hurled backward over the cliff into a raging river below. Denahi remembered what Kenai had said. A man wouldn't just stand there and do nothing. Following his brother's wishes, Denahi tied Kenai's totem to his spear and prepared to hunt the bear. He didn't realize it was really Kenai. When Kenai finally washed up on the banks of the river, Tanana was waiting. Kenai tried speaking to her, but she couldn't understand him. "I don't speak bear," she explained. Bear? Kenai examined his reflection in the river and realized what had happened to him. Desperate, he tried to ask Tanana to help turn him back into a boy. "Kenai, listen to me. Sitka did this," she said, trying to calm him. "If you want to change, take it up with your brother's spirit. You'll find him on the mountain where the light touches the earth." Tanana vanished before telling Kenai where the mountain was. He would have to find it on his own. He made his way over to a pair of moose brothers named Rut and Took to ask for help. "Ah," screamed the moose, "please don't eat us." Kenai tried to explain that he wasn't really a bear. "Well, gee," said Rut, "you're one big beaver." Kenai gave up and walked away. He would find the mountain some other way. Whoosh! Kenai accidentally stepped into a trap, and now he was hanging upside down from a tree. As he struggled to free himself, a bear cub named Koda approached. "You need to get down. Let me help," Koda offered, swinging a stick at Kenai. "Ow, stop that," shouted Kenai. "I don't need some silly bear's help. I just need the stick." So Koda sat down and watched. And while he watched, he talked and talked and talked. Finally, after nearly a whole day had passed, Kenai agreed to let the cub help him. Koda knocked over a wooden peg, causing Kenai to fall to the ground with a thud. Moments later, Koda sniffed the air. He smelled something dangerous. "Run," the cub shouted as he took off into the woods. Just then, Denahi emerged from behind the tree. "You found me," Kenai cried out in relief when he saw his brother. "You wouldn't believe what a nightmare this has been." But all Denahi heard were growls from his enemy, the bear. He raised his spear. Kenai quickly realized he was being hunted by his own brother. Kenai ran until he spotted the ice cave where Koda was hiding. The pair sat motionless as Denahi walked across the ice above their heads. Finally, Denahi left. Koda asked Kenai to go with him to the big salmon run. "I'm not taking you to any salmon run," Kenai said grumpily. But Koda insisted, explaining that he had lost his mother and hoped to find her there. "Come on," he said. "There's lots of bears and a ton of fish, and every night we watch the lights touch the mountain." Kenai couldn't believe it. Koda was going to the very place Kenai wanted to find, the place where he could speak to Sitka's spirit and change back into a human. Koda was such a chatterbox that Kenai didn't know how long he would be able to stand him, but he decided he would do anything to get to the mountain where the lights touched the earth. He had to find a way to become human again. So after a good night's sleep in the cave, Kenai and Koda were on their way. Koda loved every minute of their long journey. He felt safe traveling with a big bear and started to look up to Kenai as an older brother. Kenai wasn't exactly overjoyed about traveling with a pesky bear cub, but he had to admit that Koda could be fun every once in a while. Along the way to the salmon run, Rut and Toot caught up with the bears. The moose had seen Denahi, and they hoped Kenai would protect them from the hunter. "We lost the hunter back under the glacier," Kenai responded. "So you don't think he'll follow us?" asked Rut, looking at the bear's tracks. "I have an idea," Kenai said as he spotted some mammoths. He jumped into a mammoth's back, just as he had when he was a human. Soon, Koda, Rut, and Tuk were hitching rides too. The next day, Kenai and Koda bid farewell to the mammoths and moose. A little while later, the two bears stumbled upon an abandoned village where they found a cave wall covered in tribal paintings. The handprints on the wall were just like the ones back in Kenai's village. One painting showed a hunter and a bear. Kenai's heart filled with rage toward the grizzly as he remembered losing Sitka. "Those monsters are really scary," Koda said, "especially with their sticks." Kenai suddenly realized that Koda was talking about men, not bears. The two continued their journey through the forest. Finally, Koda ran up a hill and pointed at the Valley of Fire. It was filled with jagged cliffs and blasting steam. "The salmon run's not far," Koda said. "We just have to go through here." Kenai and Koda began their scary trip through the valley. Suddenly, a spear landed inches from Kenai. It was Denahi, exhausted and bruised but determined. Thinking quickly, Kenai plunged his claws into the ground. He made a hole that blasted a geyser of steam and caused his brother to fall backward. Kenai snatched up Koda and headed for a log bridge that led across a deep gorge. It was the only way to escape. As they were carefully making their way across, Denahi appeared and shook the bridge. Kenai lost his footing, and he and Koda dangled helplessly over the churning river below. Kenai struggled to pull them both up, then swung Koda to safety. But Denahi grabbed the log that held Kenai and shoved it over the side of the cliff with all his strength. Luckily, Kenai jumped off just in time. Kenai and Denahi stared at each other across the wide ravine. "We've got to get out of here," Koda yelled to Kenai. Turning to leave, they heard a hair-raising cry. Denahi had tried to leap across the ravine, but instead of making it to the other side, he fell and barely caught a hold of the dangling log. Kenai watched helplessly as Denahi plunged into the river far below. Kenai waited and waited until at last Denahi surfaced and grabbed onto the floating log. The bear heaved a great sigh of relief. Kenai and Koda continued toward the salmon run. "Why do they hate us, Kenai?" Koda asked. Kenai tried to explain that bears were dangerous, scary animals.